I would like to be remembered as a person who wanted to be free, so other people would also be free. Rosa McCauley was born in Tuskegee, Alabama on February 4th, 1913. Rosa's mother was a teacher, and the family placed high value on education. Later in life, Rosa and her family moved to Montgomery, Alabama. She eventually attended high school at the Alabama State Teachers College for Negroes, which was a laboratory school. However, at the age of 16, she left early in her 11th grade year to care for her dying grandmother. In 1932, at the age of 19, Rosa married Raymond Parks, a self-educated man 10 years her senior, who worked as a barber and was a longtime supporter of the NAACP. In 1933, Rosa Parks received her high school diploma. During those years, Rosa worked as a seamstress, becoming respected by Montgomery's large African-American community. She became distraught from the Jim Crow segregation laws that existed during that time, with daily frustrations of the fact that blacks could only attend certain schools, they could only drink from specified water fountains, and they could only borrow books from the black part of the library. In December 1943, Rosa became the Montgomery chapter NAACP's secretary. On December 1st, 1955, after a long day's work in Montgomery department store, Rosa boarded the Cleveland Avenue bus for home. She took a seat in the first of several rows designated for colored passengers. Though the city's bus ordinances did give the drivers authority to assign seats, it didn't specifically give them the authority to demand a passenger give up a seat to anyone, regardless of race. However, Montgomery bus drivers had adopted the custom of requiring black passengers to give up their seats to white passengers when no other seats were available. If the black passenger protested, the bus driver had the authority to refuse service and could call the police to have them removed. As the bus Rosa was riding continued on its route, it began to fill with white passengers. Eventually, the driver noticed that several white passengers were standing in the aisle. He stopped the bus and moved the sign separating the two sections back one row and asked 4 black passengers to give up their seats. 3 complied, but Rosa refused and remained seated. The driver demanded, "Why don't you stand up?" To which Rosa replied, "I don't think I should have to stand up." The driver called the police and had her arrested. Later, Rosa recalled that her refusal wasn't because she was physically tired, but that she was tired of giving in. Following the boycott, Rosa and her husband faced continued harassment and threats. They decided to move to Detroit, Michigan, where Rosa became an administrative aide in the Detroit office of Congressman John Conyers, Jr. in 1965, a post she held until 1988, after which she retired. In 1999, Rosa was awarded the Congressional Gold Medal, the highest honor the United States bestows upon civilians. She died at the age of 92 on October 24th, 2005, where she became the first woman in the nation's history to lie in state at the U.S. Capitol.